Welcome. In this lesson, we're simply having you first identify which linear function the equation fits the table, and eventually lead into actually writing the equation yourself. So for instance, this simple one, we could actually just start plugging in 4, see if we get out a 1, plug in 5, see if we get out a 2, plug in 6, see if we get out a 3, plug in 7, see if we get out a 4. Actually, that worked in this first one. It probably wouldn't work in the other ones. I recommend what you do is you actually try to find the slope. What I mean by the slope is you're going to find the change in x, which is 1. You're going to find the change in y, which is 1. That tells us my m value for my simple linear equation of y equals mx plus b. My m value is 1. So I know that I couldn't have this one or this one. It'd either be the first or the last one. Then what I would do is always find my b value. I hope you remember from a while back, finding b value, you take any given y value, minus off the slope times the corresponding x value. So as a reminder, that little 1 that I put here underneath the y, and that just means I just use this first point here. So in other words, I'm going to say 1, because that's my y value, minus my slope I calculated to be 1 times the x value of 4. And so I get 1 minus 4, or negative 3, is my b value. So I solved for my b value. That tells me that my final equation should be y equals 1x minus 3, or this one right here. And the reason I went through that whole process is because, again, they're going to slowly lead into getting it harder and harder. Like, for instance, this one, it doesn't tell you the b value. So this one right here, to find my b value, I'm going to take any y I want, and I'm going to minus off the slope times my x value that goes with this y value. Now, I already know my slope. I don't have to calculate it. It tells me the slope is 1 because there's a 1 in front of that. So I'm just going to take this first point that it gives me. I'm going to say y is 80, or sorry, yeah, y, not b. I'm going to say y is 84 minus my slope of 1 times my x value of 5. Well, that's 84 minus 5, or 79, is my b value. So my b equals 79. So that's what I need to type in right here, 79. So that one I just had to find the b value. As we get up in even higher lessons, again, now we have to find the slope and the b value. So again, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my slope. I'm going to find the change in x, which is 1. I'm going to find the change in y, which looks like that's a positive 8. So again, rise over run, the change in y, this is on top. Run, this is on bottom of my fraction. So I'm going to do 8 over 1 is my slope, which I can just do as 8. So I'll type in an 8 here. Now I'm going to find my b value by taking my first y value, which is 11, minusing off my slope, which is 8, times the corresponding x value, which is 1. What's 11 minus 8? Because 8 times 1 is 8, by the way. That's going to be 3. So this value here should be 3. Going to jump ahead again and show you that eventually they don't have anything written at all. So again, but they tell you to write y first, followed by an equal sign. So in other words, they always have you write it as y equals some slope m times x plus b. So let's find our slope, right? Our run of 1, a rise of 11. Be very careful. That's a rise of 11. So my slope is 11. Now I just got to find my b value. I'm going to take this y value of 58. I'm going to minus off my slope of 11. times my corresponding x value that went with the y of 58, which is 2. So I have 58 minus 22, or my b value is 36. So I have a plus 36, and then I just type that in. I go y equals 11x plus 36. If you have any questions on this, please bring them to class. But again, I don't think they get really any more difficult than that, other than watching your signs, obviously, right? That one actually looks very simple. So I will help you more in class if need